should Ronaldo stay or go? And does he hurt or help United? I mean, I've seen it in a lot of different punditry shows, podcasts, and everything. And I think we just need to touch on this because, people want the COG Weekly take. They don't need all of the other stuff. They need the COG Weekly take. So is Ronaldo hurting or helping United? Let's have guest Mr. Eli answer this one first.
Ooh.
Well, I don't think you can say that Ronaldo hurts United at all. I think actually I'll take that back. There's some aspects because he has an ego, he has high wages, but he's their top scorer. His performance in the Champions League group stage alone, he single-handedly carried them through to the Champions League. They would not have made it out of the group stages without him.
Absolutely not.
And he did have some goal droughts around the season, small, 3, 4, 5 games maybe that he didn't score, but he scored 18 goals in the Premier League and 6 or 7 goals.
I think it was 24 total.
24 in all
season,
comps,
which is crazy. That's such high numbers.
It's crazy when we say that because the context for Ronaldo, that's a bad season.
That is a bad season.
But everyone looks over it. They say oh, Ronaldo didn't have a great season, he's not performing the way United need him, he's hurting United or whatever. And I think I agree with you. It's hard to say that he's hurting United when he's scoring 24 goals in a season and he's, like you said, single-handedly getting them through a group stage. He won them so many games this year. Just with a last-minute goal. I don't know. It's the Ronaldo effect. He always does it. He's always there at the right time to win the game. He's a serial winner. So you can't say he hurts them unless you're talking about actual play style and fundamentals of the team. Maybe there is a world where if Ronaldo wasn't at United, they had a couple different players that would work in different positions. They had a better center back, they had a better midfielder, and maybe a better winger or something like that. That fit them better. The whole spine of the team needs to be adjusted, in my opinion. But if they had a couple better players that maybe added to a price that was less or something than Ronaldo wages plus buying cost and everything, and they were able to do well, maybe there's a world that they would have done better. But it's so hard to say that would have happened if they didn't sign Ronaldo. I don't think they would be in a place where they could be better than they are now.
So are you agreeing?
I agree.
Okay.
Yeah.
I fully disagree.
Really? You think Ronaldo is hurting them?
Yes.
So you think take Ronaldo out of that team and they are going to do better with the player and the personnel that they have now?
I'm not talking about last season. I'm talking about this upcoming season. If he stays, he's going to hurt them so much because they're not the state of the club. They don't need him right now. They need a complete rebuild, and him staying around, like you said, high wages. He also just affects the development of Sancho, Rashford, and all of these forwards because he's just demanding the ball and all the chances. Everyone's going to cross it into him. They're probably not going to try and play it quick passes around to get an opportunity. They're just going to cross it into him or just find him immediately. I think that's why Sancho had a drop off in the season. He never really got going because his job is to dribble and to create chances himself. But with Ronaldo, it's very much directly to him. He's also older, and I think with Ten Hag coming in, they just need a rebuild, and I think this season, if they do get rid of him, of Ronaldo, I think they should just look at it as a rebuild season and really develop players instead of, oh, we need to get this top 4 or whatever, so we need to keep Ronaldo because he gives us 20 goals. I think they need to take this season on the chin and just be okay, get rid of Ronaldo, bring in young players for next season, then we can actually start competing again. That's just my opinion.
No, I see it. And I think Ten Hag is the right manager for a rebuild. I definitely do. I think he would do well with the press and making sure that everyone knew, yes, it's a process. Mm-hmm. I think Arteta's done a marvelous job at Arsenal, making sure that everyone knows that it's a process.
Yeah.
And so I think similar to Arteta, and maybe even better, Ten Hag would do that really well. Mm-hmm. But there's so many aspects outside of football that make Ronaldo leaving such a bad idea. Publicity, that's the only thing I need to say. Publicity. Your team gets so much more publicity, so many more views, so many more people pay attention to you, and so many more people talk about you if you have Ronaldo. Even if you're doing like, I think that.
But I think
they're
it's still
gonna
going to be
struggle.
negative.
I know. I just think they're going to struggle to be willing to let him go. I don't know if they will do that. And obviously, it's Ronaldo's decision at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Like, he can decide what he wants to do. He's a human being. So and there's large talks about him leaving right now.
There
I
are.
mean, even the shirt you're wearing right now, Eli, you guys are talking about. So
Yeah.
so like it's a high likelihood, but I just see it being a very hard decision for Man United, and I don't think they're going to be super pro Ronaldo leaving. I do want to ask you though, Eli, what do you think about that whole Chelsea shenanigans with him possibly going to Chelsea? Are you a fan of that?
Not in the slightest. I mean, there's like when you look at it, okay, like looking at it from the Todd Bowley perspective, we're going on preseason tour in America.
Mhm.
How much of like you could not make a bigger splash, a bigger entrance into like owning a football club, especially Chelsea. You could not make a bigger like market stamp than signing Cristiano Ronaldo, going to the United States and like showboating him around. And it's such a like,
Dude, it's a scheme. It's the same thing I was talking about with United, but I think
Yeah.
they're greedy, dude. I think they want that.
it's a marketing piece for
Yeah.
sure. But when you look at it, if you're Thomas Tuchel, you're saying no, like this
No,
does not
yeah.
make any sense. We saw literally what just happened with Lukaku, like a player who isn't willing to sacrifice some parts of his game to fit the team's like squad and the way like the way that we play football. And it doesn't make any sense like on the pitch. Like that's not the type of attacker that Thomas Tuchel likes. Like Kai Havertz, like he likes fluid attackers, players that can drift into spaces and like can play like around, like they can find spaces and stuff like that. I just don't see a world where Cristiano Ronaldo fits into this team, especially with his wages and ego and everything. I wouldn't want him at Chelsea.